Hello, people. How's everybody doing tonight? 7th second here. I am late. And it's mainly on me for agreeing to do this, but I wanted to help my roommate out. So the roommate took the two cats we have off to the vet today. They had to go for another checkup, and I think go for their vaccination shots and everything. So, I think while they were there, they also got some medicine that they have to take. And it's two different medicines that they have to take, and we have to get them to eat. It basically is they're like, what are they like? They're like, they have like a cat treat shell on the outside, and then the cats are, while they're eating it, they basically take the medicine. My roommate had said that he had tried to just give them the cat treats, but one of our cats just doesn't care. Doesn't care about cat treats. Never has. And the other one just wasn't going for it, I guess. So he's like, all right. The suggestion was from the vet, because I think he asked them about it, is you can cover it up with some food, and then you probably should feed them separately to make sure they get the medicine. And he's like, okay, I'm going to need some help keeping the cats separate while I feed them. But like everything we were doing just wasn't, the cats basically just were not going for the food. I think he's gonna have to try. I think he said he was gonna try in an hour to try to feed them again, and he's not. We're not sure what's going on. We're not sure. Like they might also just be feeling bad because they had to go to the vet today and had to deal with that whole experience. We're not sure. So until we can get them fed, because they need to do it today. They need to start taking the medicine today, preferably. The roommate does not want to force feed them the medicine because that just wouldn't be a good thing. But here's the thing: we also know that the cats are gonna be hungry, because we took, like, normally we have some dry food that they can like nibble on if they want a snack in the middle of the day or something. But we took that away. There hasn't been food out since he went to the vet, so I don't know. We're trying to figure it out. I don't think he's going to need any more help from me today for it. Because he's wondering if the cats are so used to only eating in the one spot that they might not want to try to eat anything else somewhere else. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's why the stream is basically like an hour late. Remake version? Yeah, this is the remake version. I was like, it doesn't sound quite like the right one. So you have to give me a moment. And take care of that. This weekend was good. Didn't have too many crazy things come up. It's fine. We're gonna see what happens. Well, actually, I guess I could talk about that while we're sitting here. So I had my Pathfinder game yesterday, and the group was doing pretty good. My players got through the end of book 3. Yeah, book 3 of the Strange Aeons campaign. Which is cool. They're halfway through. And now they are going to be going into the 4th book, and they finally finally made it to a town that actually has purchasing power. Like, this is a town where more than likely, if they want to get anything specific, anything at all, then they can get it because it's a big enough town. And I have, I want to say I have the first big set of encounters. Like, the first third of the book is basically all the encounters are prepped, all the monsters are where they need to be. It's just kind of waiting for them to get there. There's like gonna be some stuff at the very beginning that's gonna be a little weird. But they'll get through this. But let me see here. Get the capture card up and going. I hate my monitor. I hate the center monitor. I like the fact that it's 1440p. I like the fact that it's a really high refresh rate monitor. But my God, it does this thing, and I don't know. And like, as far as I can tell, this is just a thing that the monitor does. I don't know if there's a way to fix this or not. Maybe I need a different, like a newer version DisplayPort cable or some shit like that. But what it does is, every once in a while, if a new program takes like center control of the monitor, it'll adjust its refresh rate or something. I don't know what the fuck it's actually doing, but it just goes black for like a second. And it's really annoying when it does it. There's probably something that I could change that would fix it, but trying to think if there's anything else major that happened. My players managed to avoid an encounter, which was great. They were traveling down a river, which is what they've been doing in theory in the game for this part of the book for like 2 months in game. So they've been going down the river, and they got to this spot where they see some people off on the side of the river that are kind of waving them down. And my players, rightfully being suspicious of anything that's going on right now, go over and find out what's going on, and they're like, ah, yes, there's somebody that's currently fleeing his hometown, his home country, because the ruling government decided they wanted him dead for whatever reason, and he needs to leave. So they're like, okay, we can get you out of there. We know there are people looking for you. So what do? One of the characters that has invisibility, the spell invisibility sphere, which basically is when he casts it, he picks himself and like a bunch of and a number of targets, and they're all invisible as long as they stay within 10 feet of him. It's like, all right, invisible, we're gonna take you to the boat. As they are walking the people out invisibly, the Inquisitor that's been chasing this guy shows up. And it's like, all right, well, here's how we're going to run this. She didn't see you invisibility sphere these guys, but it's the group of you again, and you're in a random barn off on the shore. She's already suspicious. So she goes over and she's like, she wants to inspect the area because they could be hiding in there. You could be hiding them. And so at this point, they are out of the barn, invisible, about probably like 15 feet from the door. So the Inquisitor and one of her squad go in and look around. And they're like, well, somebody's been here recently. It wasn't the lot of you. It doesn't look like the lot of you went anywhere near the top of this. It could be them. Where are they? and specifically targets one person and casts a spell called Confess, which just goes, okay, you are going to I'm going to ask you a question and you're going to tell me the truth. If you don't, you take damage and you're sickened. So she targeted somebody. He failed the save, so that means he wasn't immune to the sicken and he takes full damage if he doesn't tell the truth. And she asked, like, are you hiding them? Where is this guy? And mention him specifically by name. Because as soon as I said it once and he started to like weasel, I'm like, no. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo this then, because she would be excruciatingly specific in her question. And he lied, took the damage, and I was like, okay, well, how does somebody tell if can you tell if somebody's sickened? And it's like, she's gonna you're gonna bluff her to say that you didn't get sickened and you didn't take any damage, and she's gonna use sense motive to check. So he rolled, got an incredible bluff roll, and she rolled pretty badly. And so she's kind of like, something's not right. I don't know what it is with you, with this group of you, but they're not here. We must leave. And so they basically rode off into the sunset. And then they got these people on the boat and got them down. But it was this funny moment of like, how are we? Is this going to be a fight? Is this going to be a fight? Because this, not to mention the fact that this person was already like really powerful. They were like a 9th level character that was an Inquisitor rogue, extra special thing for this group, for this section of the world. It would have been an ugly fight because it would have been the Inquisitor and her 3 Cavalier friends, all that are were they Cavaliers? I think they were Rangers, all Rangers who were all mounted. And it's like, oh no. But they got away from it, which is good, because that meant that the night went faster, because we were already running till like 11 last night to make sure that we could finish the chapter. And it's like they get to do their level 10 up. They did their level 10, and then we did everything else. So, but he's good. And we're going into the next book, and then things are going to get weird. Because it's the Cthulhu campaign, and if things don't get weird appropriately, I'm very disappointed in the writers of the campaign. So, but anyways. And then we'll hit the button to flip it once, just so that they are loaded. And then, yeah. Let's jump in. Because why not? I still need to set up the scene for the game, for investigations too. I'll do it pretty fast. It won't take me terribly long. Is this right? Yeah, okay. So, to catch back up, we've done a bunch of investigation. We are pretty sure we know how the murder scene happened. And all signs currently point to Miss Yu being the one who killed the prosecutor and the other dude who was in the room at the time. So it's not good. It's not looking good for her. But we have a lot of evidence, and she is very crafty. So we're gonna have to see how this goes. All right. September 10th, 6:15 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Oh, and she's of course in okay. Okay. What are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for is already. Okay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
Is he gonna play judge? I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. I've also been waiting for the moment in which I can finally lay this case to rest. The moment we can finally lay the case to rest. Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we more than solved the case already. Oh God, don't you?
We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds.
Oh, I see. We have a viewer in the gallery. And why, it's even Mr. Bad is here.
A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end, no matter how it turns out. Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must, without a doubt, be Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have? Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion and this case. Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there is always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law right now. Yes, this is the courtroom. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think? How absolutely like a Hercule thinks such a thing. But all right, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is. Everyone stands the suspect as an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed there's no possible route of escape from lobby number 2, which leaves with one unshakable conclusion that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now that you have your testimony, I suspect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But of course, there's no need to confront her logic head on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump card she has up her sleeve. Force her to burn resources, and then go in for the kill. The suspect? But I thought Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you, this is no joke. Look, I know you've heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, we did hear that. That is correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking. She's done her research well, which means I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding. Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back. Oh God, don't, I can't look at them. Anyway, even if you believe that it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2 has no way out other than the hallway that Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through the window and into the garden? Edgeworth, come on now. That's the first place everybody looks silly. Police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. I looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. Very interesting to see competent police officers in this country. Are you absolutely positive there are no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. And why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there were an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. Just common sense?
Miles Edgeworth suggests you use a bit more of it in the future. What? Come on.
Why am I getting thwacked? I think it's unshakable, but to me there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? But you're the only one still wondering that! The Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, doesn't mean you know which hand they'll write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. Before I do, you should inquire a little bit of something into her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francesca or myself speaking with you about the subject. Ah, but there were witnesses. You. There's your mentor who gave you an alibi. Oh. I see you did already talk to a lot of people. As for the little missus, she came to the courthouse during the recess. She was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him credit for that. I heard.
I am the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, bailiff, or anyone else.
Wait. So basically, the only reason Francesca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? Oh boy. By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibi before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? Hey, Roderick. What about them? Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? Doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1, the only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Oh, yes. Let's talk about that time when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe's the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard went off? What then? And that gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of when the crime took place. Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Care to explain how that could have been fabricated? I have that. That tape? Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell in the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded into the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume cranked to the max. You can't honestly mean that sound we heard was the gunshot in the video? Ah, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take about 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this is the method of time, and since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Someone from a television. Something sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. Of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma. already knew that from the very beginning, right?
Of course we knew. 53 miles.
Yes, of course. We know all about the soundproof qualities of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit that we had no idea up until a little while ago. Of course not. Never want to do that. That's right. Even if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot as clear as day. And that's it. The end of story. But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room? The windows were open. There's actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it's that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioning installed, a window was open in each one of them. Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, the window in lobby number 1 was also open.
It's probably just a coincidence they were both open at the same time.
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window in lobby number 1 opened? The answer to that is a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened, and that person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is... Hello. Hi. Miss Callisto, you. I hereby formally indict you on the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
What?
You indict me?
Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer?
I don't understand her motives just yet. Of course I'm serious. Because she's the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now? Of course I do, Edgeworth. My argument must not be tight enough yet. Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? You argue that the window was opened, however. Do you have any proof that it was I who did it? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this, especially with logic as full of holes as yours. So this is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down, even for a second. The truth will blow away. Now's the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. Edgeworth, please don't say that. That's you don't know what he doesn't know what he doesn't know what he means. All right, I think I know where we're going, but you know how we're gonna do this. We're pressing everything. We got to get that content, evidence. All I need to do is have some prints analyzed, and we know straight away. Be my guest. She sounds as though she has room to maneuver, which means even if we were able to lift prints, they'd only show that it was someone else. But why was that someone else forced to open the window? That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? You got nothing to lose.
What's wrong? You just scrunched eyebrows, the lines in your forehead, they're all back again. Oh god, they're so good.
More importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis? Yes, I think I'll be fine. I can handle it. Oh, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, all right? I thought I just proved that it was. Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the crime scene. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime. Unfortunately for you, Miss Yu, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is very important. Very important. How so? Well, by the very existence of that tape at the crime scene, it proves the possibility that the when of the crime occurred could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we need to re-examine every person's movements again. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, we can reevaluate afterwards. So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was at that. I can't speak words tonight. So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was at this point.
Hold it.
If you're shocked, then that is no concern to me. I do things my own way. Oh?
I see that you're not laughing for a change.
Because I'm shocked. Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony. All right, let me say just one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people.
Hold it.
We know where we're going, but I want all this info. Full of holes, you say? Well, I suppose it might be. Oh, admitting your faults now, are we? At this point in time is what I meant to say.
Should I take that to mean you're just a sore loser?
No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, I'll plug them. If I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way to the truth. Paradox.
Take care to not fall into one of those holes before you fill it up.
Miles, you remember, don't you? About the wire window in lobby number 1 was opened.
Of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss Yu?
I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume.
Not exactly what I'd recommend for the boys, you know. This isn't mine.
That's right, it's mine, and I received it from Detective Badge, you see.
Miss Yu, you pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. That this bottle of perfume was given to Detective Bad by you. Because it gets really strong really fast. So what about the perfume? When you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. Oh, that's according to Detective Bad, at least. Okay, oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window. Calm down, I've already told you that that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? Maybe it was just dumb luck that I heard the gunshot through the window. The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the gunshot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean, Miss Yu, you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1 when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought up by you, Miss Yu. Ha ha ha. You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume? Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why or how? Ha 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 ha. Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this testimony the last one and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. What's the bullshit she's pulling? Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top, but I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it could simply not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from.
Miles, her testimony is flawless.
No matter what sort of trick she may pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. It's the easy way. I think I've already explained the significance of that earlier. You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume, but that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill? Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character. Do as you like. But as for me, I believe. You believe? I believe that you were the true culprit in this case.
You're enthusiastic.
Of course I should have guessed.
Hold it.
Oh, this question's gonna bring up some points. I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor.
Yes, arrest him. I hate when that shit happens. I guess it was like a little piece of food, like dislodged itself from between my teeth, and suddenly there's just like this piece of food bouncing around in my mouth. I'm like, all right, get that out of there. Just get it out. Yes, what else do you for defamation?
I'm doing just tell you the truth. Maybe more like spreading.
Gossip.
Although you're adamant denial, so shall we say just adding fuel to the fire?
How dare you?
Say such a thing.
Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you. Oh, why did you have to go and ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue?
Hold it.
Why couldn't it have been you?
I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. I'm really not into that, you know, Edward.
Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand. A little uncomfortable, are we?
Objection.
Miss you must desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Oh, yes, sorry. Miss Yu, please continue with your testimony. Sure. As I was saying, it couldn't possibly kill Mr. Faraday.
Hold it.
There's gonna be something here. At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out.
Drawing the truth out of her, that's what I'm doing. Huh? I don't recall a knife being present in the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because my evidence was something that Mr. Faraday had yet to use. Wait, that's what you're trying to do? Look, why don't you cut out with the lies? I already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key that the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on.
Did you really think you could trap me? Come on, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure.
Why not? I'll say it as many times as you like. There's a little bit of a typo, I think.
Hold it.
Miss Yu, I would just like to confirm something with you one more time. Oh?
About what's going to happen to Detective Gumshoe after this?
I don't need to ask you about that because he isn't the killer.
Looks like the number of wrinkles on your forehead have increased again.
That issue aside, Miss Yu, I'd like to ask you about what was inside the bag. Are you sure it was the Yatagarasu key? Correct? You're sure? Yes, I'm sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could have come from. I think I just spotted the perfect road to victory, or the road to perfect victory. Finally. It appears you've just revealed your true identity, Miss Yu. Miles, that's our final statement.
Yes.
I know. All I have to do now is just present the evidence. What is this ominous feeling I can't shake? I mean, the only option here is to present the knife. Or wait, is it the key? Some contradiction here. Too bad, huh, Edgeworth? Ugh. Take the wind right out of my sails in a single sentence. I must keep my composure. I can't allow her to gain the upper hand. Well then, wait a minute. Is it... It's not this? It's not either of these two things. Wait, am I... Okay, I must be misunderstanding what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oh, whoops. I was on the wrong statement. Yeah, that'll do her. I thought that I was at the end of the statements because I wasn't keeping track of where I was. This is another quality of life thing that comes up in later Ace Attorney games. They show you how many statements you are and on which statement you are on. Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, it may look like a key at first glance. It, in fact, has a secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes. Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. You understand now, just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu key. There's no way it's this easy. I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know. You would, even now, still feign ignorance? I'm not feigning anything. We can't have you accusing me of crime with false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him.
Are you mocking my papa?
Don't you dare sully the name of my good mentor. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real. Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing? That doesn't, yeah, this is where I'm like, Edgeworth, you haven't proved anything yet. Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't even a member of law enforcement and who could never have been privy to this trick, would never have known about it to begin with. Furthermore, the something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police, how did you have knowledge as to what it was? I actually heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rill off, he told me. Well, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms. What you are saying is simply not possible. Oh, and why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. But within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife. I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left off to oral communication? Unfortunately, that is also impossible, because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have had that much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this?
He's Probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that is not something we need to concern ourselves with.
Suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of this knife. Who are you now? Why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I absolutely will. I will wipe that smile off your face by the time we are through. Oh fuck, here we go. This is the moment. This is the moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarasu's key. Only one person would have had knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would... Oh. Who would have knowledge of it from the beginning?
Take that.
There's only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key. Ah! And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu?
Miss Yu, you used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You, who profess to bear grudges against criminals. Why? Why would you do something like this? Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. Oh no. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than when I sneak into some place. You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me, Callisto you. Callisto you, huh? That's not my real name. Because my real identity is yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Wow, okay, we just fucking went straight there. Mr. Faraday is one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. And once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through the crack in the door. Oh god. Hiccup. Fuck. That Rel caves only to two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Mr. Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I'd have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But didn't you say that you despised criminals? But do I really? Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too? Maybe.
What sort of woman would?
Wait, so then was your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with every evidence that you sent? Uh-huh. I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With the weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. In order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He let me hold on to the Yatagarasu key just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside the plastic bag. He didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could you kill him? I knew him for a very long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest.
Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness? How that led to the killer that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they had killed each other? And the trick with the surveillance tape. Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after it was all said and done, I rewarded him for his hard work with a bullet. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client? Client? You want to talk about who was a client of whose first? It was me. I was the client of the murder in the Kondafan embassy staff member, Dead Man. You ordered a hit job? Never figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Detective Man killed because he was about to give the info away on the smuggling ring. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? It can't be. You're... That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. Okay. We're going to go over something. Why does a villain tell you of their grand plan? There's two reasons for it. One. Oh no, it's actually just one reason. I'm mixing my quotes here. Why does the villain tell you this? Why does he tell you the why do they tell you how they did it or what they did? It's simple. Because they've already won. She's gonna get away. I'm almost certain. How could this? You don't mean you're working with Manny coaching too? You do you?
Maybe not. I guess you'll never know.
The other Gross who claims to be a noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer.
That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet, you. Yatagarasu. You can run from the law, but you'll never escape from it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth.
Do you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know where that is?
No. No, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor sharp way to do her work. Oh, fuck, that's a gun. Uh-oh. Really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it. You mean the key was your real target? Even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. You two, get down! My body, I can't move. Hey, mister!
Hey, mister, do you right? You?
Get back here! Are you alright, Francesca?
I'm perfectly fine, Miles.
Her voice is shaking. But it looks like she's unharmed. I think Manfred would kill me, personally, if that was the case. Where did Kay go? That's another gunshot! That's also bad. Probably bad for bad if I had to take a guess. September 10th, 7 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Okay. He's not dead. That's a better sign. Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. I should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you all right? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. Oh, he's sweating bullets. He may say he's fine, but I'd say he's quite shaken. Which is the new one? Is it okay? Did they actually put a new hole there? Is it this one? Is this the new hole in his jacket? Because I'm pretty sure I remember this one, and I'm almost certain these two were there before. I don't think this one was there before. Did they actually put a new bullet hole in his jacket? I mean, we're gonna have to look after the fact, but I think they did. More importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt?
I am absolutely fine.
I'm also all right, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? Oh no, she sort of just disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir. Take your bad, sir.
I'm sorry I doubted you.
Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too after all. I kind of just did that.
I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you might just have what it takes to be a real detective.
Huh?
Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay?
You got it, Pops.
Oh my God. They've been waiting for that moment. The entire set, the entire case has been waiting for that line. God damn it.
Pops, watched one too many crime detective dramas recently, have we?
You just single-handedly destroy the cheeky atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks. While I'm off, maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything.
Yes. Well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison.
I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. It's no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't really help anything. It's not your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we didn't have his honest testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective.
Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard and give all that you have and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
Wait, she did? Oh, wait, what is it?
What was the thing that Kay left for me? Proof of their friendship? I'm almost certain it's the Swiss roll, but
Take that!
It's the courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it?
yes, it's a present meant for you after all.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. That's 2 meals today I get to eat. I'm gonna eat this right now.
Sure, go ahead. Swiss roll Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While one saved Kay, While the one Kay saved and never reached her father. It appeared that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective.
He's so happy, as if he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
Ooh, that was good, pal. I probably should have waited and not just scarfed it down, but I had to. can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in a Swiss roll paradise or something. I gotta thank Kay myself. Wait, where is she? Did we ever find her?
He only just now noticed. What was his mind not present when we discussed this earlier? Detective Bad left earlier to go and search for her. Maybe you should join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? I mean, actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore. I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Oh no. What have I done? How have I done this? This is nothing but the most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what happened to Papa.
Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well.
I guess I'll be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I've tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... this person. I have a thing to show. When this case is done, before we go to the next case, I have a thing to show. So, do you remember now? Yes. I remember everything. I actually just went over everything in excruciating detail inside my mind palace. Kay, it's been a while.
Kay, you sure grew up a lot.
Of course! But thank goodness, I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I really wasn't able to come back here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
Does that all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and... Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay.
Huh?
First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father. No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Wait, Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden amongst his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure. But that's impossible. What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. All right. Well, then how do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing. Yep. It's the little thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow. Mr. Faraday just wasn't a great prosecutor. He's a really great thief, too.
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yatagarasu's no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu's been spotted again recently. Someone other than you? Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card? Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that this Callisto Yu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out. But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves me right. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I just couldn't let it go. So I searched you out. And so that I can obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu myself. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards? Yes. Because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. Kay,
You're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm always here to cheer you on, pal.
even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. You guys are not making this easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? Oh, God.
Ah. Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman? You mean Callisto Yu? I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought since you were able to expose her for who she is, well then maybe. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me? Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Huh? Wait, owe me for what? When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I'm not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid. And Edgeworth always repays his debts. Then you mean? Yes. This case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Amongst many other things, but let's not talk about that here. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, I believe I can help you. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you!
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Isn't it great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy. I know he'd completely forgotten about her until just now. Ugh, what's with their chummy relationship? The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burned Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday, the phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Wow, this game does not, besides the stint 7 years ago that he remembered, this case takes place over the course of like 3 days. This is a short ass Casey to case. Save. Assuming it's not going to go immediately into the thing. All right, cool. We have a second. Let me configure this. Let me do some back end setting up. That is not it. It's this thing. Why has the lineup for that changed? Why is the lineup for that changed? What the fuck? Am I like scrolled incorrectly? What the fuck? All right, fine. We'll fucking do it live. All right. Normally I don't watch YouTube shit because I'm worried about DMCA's, but we have a thing to watch. Allow me. It's not theater mode. It's not mini player. It's not that. Why is that edited so weird? Why is that cropped so terribly? All right, hang on. There we go. All right. So, in case 2, there's a thing we missed, and we're going to go see it. I got told about this a little bit after the fact, but it is a thing that we need to see. So.
Hey guys, Michael here playing.
Oh, there is text on this. I'm gonna play my own music just so we're not. I don't know what he's gonna say. I only skimmed the video. I didn't listen to any of the stuff. There is a thing that happens. in the middle of case 2, and I'll explain this. If from the beginning here, when you first, are you gonna? So the sequence is we have literally just gotten outside of the locked room that we were in. Me, Edgeworth and Kay. Like you just get out of the room that Edgeworth wakes up in. We are gonna not quality bump. We're gonna just speed this up a smidge. Actually, probably do this even better. Just skip forward. So immediately upon getting out of this conversation, immediately.
And walk all the way over here.
Okay, I'm just gonna narrate over it. So you basically come over here. There's no reason for you to come over to this way. There's absolutely no reason for you to come over to this section of the map at all. Except these motherfuckers sitting right up here. Is that okay? I see what the fuck happened. The crop was right. But like the window has moved up slightly. Hello? Is it? Am I like? I'm losing my mind here. So the crop's right. It's just that the top of the fucking screen is somehow off. And I can't fucking uncrop it somehow. Is there like a filter on a crop filter on this? There is. And then I can do this bottom one here. There we go. Now we're cropped properly. Fucking hell. The player size changed apparently. Yeah, I did not know about this. I did not know that these three are literally just like right up there. They're literally just sitting there. There's no need. There's no reason to come over here normally during this part of the game, but they're there. So yes. All right. I didn't take a quick break. Well, relatively quick break. I need to go get water. I am out. The only thing in here is ice. And if I'm going to keep going, I'm going to need water to be drinking. So give me like a few minutes to go do that. Probably use the bathroom while I'm up, and we'll continue on with case 5, Turnabout Ablaze. All right? All right. Be right back. Hello, people. I'm back. Thank you for sticking with me through that break. I have a full thing of water that has been sitting here kind of chilling for a few minutes. Yeah, I don't know. Like the only thing I can think of, because I've been trying to think, how in the hell did my lineup for the YouTube window fuck up? The only thing I can think of is that YouTube like changed their spacing on their site, and I just haven't pulled a YouTube video up for a while. I haven't been pulling YouTube videos up on stream because I'm worried about fucking getting DMCA strikes or some shit like that. So I try not to pull up videos like that. But I was like, this is the only way I can fucking show where it is. Not without redoing the chapter, and I sure as hell not doing that. It could have, but I'm sure as hell not doing that. Oh God. All right. Oh, there it is. All right. You ready to get back in? Let's get back in. I started late. We need to be schmoovin'. Turnabout ablaze. Let's see how this goes. Two cards. One of the black raven and one of the white raven. Country torn in two. One to the west and one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again, the truth will reveal itself. What the fuck is happening? It's the Yanagarasu! The Yanagarasu's here! You cursed Yanagarasu K! You! The fuck is about to happen? I'm so confused. 8 hours earlier. March 14th, 10:17 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. I've just woken up from a 36-hour nap because I didn't get to sleep for the past 3 days. It's so nice. Almost dreamlike to finally have a chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. I literally haven't slept for the past few days. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the I keep wanting to call it the Gateland Water Theme Park. And later that night, the detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to the case from 10 years ago. Was that Callisto? Now that that's come back up again, was that? How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? I've had to pull all-nighters like that since college. Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. I know who's interrupting him. Mr. It. Not who I thought it was. This is big! Big, I tell you! Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yanagarasu's is gonna find herself, you know. Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake... Well, say what? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one. Okay, actually, I need to do one thing. My feet are starting to bother me a bit. Sitting in the fucking... I have to wear slippers around my apartment now that the cats are here. Because if I don't, I will step on damn near every little piece of like thing that they kick up from everywhere. I had already been wearing slippers in the wintertime to help keep my feet warm. And I got used to that, and I was like, okay, well, when the summer months come off, I'll probably just I don't normally wear socks or slippers or anything around the apartment. But now the cats are here, that's a different story. So, and one things that's very annoying about the slippers on the inside of them, they're very good. It's just the sole on the inside is like a little worn, so they don't. If you're not wearing socks, you notice all like the little bumps of stuff on the inside. So, in order to avoid that, I just put socks on. Anyways. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I've got something more important than that I want you to see. Oh, and that is... Take a look at this! On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. Suppose it was inevitable that the newspaper would catch wind of this. The date the cart mentions is today. Well, today, huh? Come on, we gotta hurry. The embassy awaits. I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really kind of fuzzy on the details now that you mention it. Never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Well, then you should get wound up too! Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman! You mean Miss Yu? The woman who killed Kay's father burned Faraday 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom. She just makes me so mad. The phony? Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card until the company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. The Yatagarasu's card that is shown in this article, it looks to me though as it could be genuine. See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but they had knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't included, the woman's involved, then nothing is. I just noticed her weird ass gloves that like come up to like here on her hand. I'm like, wait, what? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go. Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. I must finish drinking this tea. Something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole in the newspaper with your eyes? No reason at all. Very well, seeing as how Miss Yu is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there's some merit to be found in investigating this. I knew you'd come around. Oh. Well, shit, I don't... Fuck. This is where our tale begins. I didn't even have a chance to think about a fucking voice for that. Heh, what a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held in such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy? Yeah, the climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai sushi slice. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out. I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say though, this embassy is set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building. Well, as you said yourself, the place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special as it is a neutral zone shared by the two countries. Okay, so let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show now is just being sponsored by one of the two countries. That one is called the Kingdom of Alibast? 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 Is that neat? You know what? Sure. Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well. Seems that way. But you know what I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja. The Republic of Babel is sponsoring a jam. The Republic of Babel is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja stage show. That's something for the fangirls like me. We totally gotta see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end. Oh, that's fighting words to Edgeworth. Ever since I met this girl the first time, I've always had this inkling. But she really wants to be. Not a thief, but rather a ninja. So anyway, about today's event, what's it called again? The Kingdom of Alibast versus the Republic of Babel's Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alibast and the Republic of Babel. These two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature. It was called the Principality of Codifin. Is everything all right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm all right. Moving on. I hate when my sinuses this is one of the things that especially fucking shifting my voice up and down as often as I am. Sometimes my sinuses just go, okay, just release a little bit of extra. And this shit happens. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, although the signs of their past remain. For example, their flags preserve the flower and the butterfly motifs to this day. Codifin, or Codopia. The KG-8 incident. The KG-8 incident, what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Codopia. In the 7 years in which has passed, the country may have split in two. However, the Adigarasu still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? I was lost in my train of thought. If you could stop spacing out on me, please. Anyway, we were talking about the Alibast versus the Babel Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly they've been trying really hard to make it up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event. Well, if that's the case, why the verses? Also, both countries claim to own the Rio Prima Duck statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Well, that's bold. Okay, need I remind you to take care and not to succumb to your thieving desires? Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that. Oh, she had better just be saying that in jest. Hey, I know I could be read your body language, you know? You got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. I know. Although, we don't know if the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance. I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. Oh my god. Ugh. I gotta look at something real quick because I wanted to see something. Supposedly I had like 6.5 hours of sleep last night, but I don't believe that for a second. Especially because like you look at like I ended up not getting into bed until like 10 till 4 a.m. And then the first time I get knocked out of sleep is at 10 a.m. I didn't even get fucking 6 hours of sleep last night. Even though it says 6.5, that's not how math works.
So I know I'm gonna get destroyed tonight. Huh.
We'll deal with that later. All right, let's look around and see what we can find. These are pamphlets about the 2 embassies here on the table. Oh, this is going to become a thing, isn't it? Still looks weird to me. The country split in 2 a few years back, and they've shared a building in its grounds 50-50 ever since. Oh, I guess because they don't have they don't have the money to build 2 separate ones, huh? I should not think that's the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. Went to bed at like 10:45 and I was still tossing and turning at 10:46. Normally I don't have a hard time falling asleep. And last night was not necessarily me having a hard time falling asleep. I just decided to stupidly be doing laundry really late at night. And here's the other thing. One of my roommates is a very scheduled, regimented kind of person. He always does his laundry. If he has laundry to do, he always does it on Monday. And I didn't want to just be like, okay, screw it. I'll leave it on dry and then go to bed with the basket out there and then he can unload the dryer. That doesn't feel good to me. So I was like, okay, it's a load of towels. It shouldn't take that long to dry. It took 2 cycles. It's because there was a lot in there. And because of that, I was like, shit, I really want to get this out of the dryer before I go to bed. So I don't have to worry about dealing with him in the morning or interrupting his feng shui. So that's my own fault for that. I also have like yesterday, the thing that stalled everything, the thing that literally interrupted my entire cycle was that I washed my comforter on my bed, mainly because I haven't remembered the last time I washed my comforter. So it probably hasn't been this year, even though I should be doing that a lot more often. I was already washing the sheets on my bed. So like the cover sheet and the top sheet and like all my pillowcases. But I was like, you know what? I'm in this cycle. I might as well go ahead and wash the comforter. The comforter took 4 fucking cycles to dry in the dryer because the outside of it would get dry, but like the parts that were tucked on the inside weren't dry yet. So I had to take it out and like flip it around a little bit and then run it another cycle before it would actually finish. And that just took forever. So it just delayed everything. And I actually have to wash this thing. Well, not this specific one. I have 2 of these blankets. And when I cycle my bed sheets out to wash them, I will swap them. The other one's just like down here on the floor but behind me. So that's probably going to get done tomorrow if I had to take a guess. And if I take a guess, I mean that's probably the plan. This way I can have it washed, dried, and folded up and throw it back in my closet. because I don't need 2 of these things out. If it was ever that cold in this room, it would be like we would somehow have no heat. And we'd have like, it would have to be like below 0 outside. That would certainly make my room be real fucking cold. And in that case, I'd probably put both these blankets on the bed and just curl up and just deal with it. Maybe it hasn't happened. What? Wait, what is all this hubbub? Ah! Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! And he's got the sun, the Iron Infant, with him! Is it still the same actor that got in there?
Is there something I can help you with?
I was wondering what's beyond these doors.
It's the Albastian Embassy. Now, unless you have some business with the embassy.
I suppose I can't really claim to have business with the embassy right now. Well, you don't have to be so rude about it, Mr. Guard. You know, I've seen a bunch of these shows recently, but today's show was like they went for a complete comedy, you know what I mean? Yeah, that last one, the sushi slice, I couldn't help but laugh. I know, right? The Pink Princess's movements were really stiff. In the middle of the show, I could swear I heard her hip crack. Uh-oh. 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 I'm scared. As if the child is watching a video from the first season of Steel Samurai. He's completely absorbed in singing the theme song. Let's see. I'll let the child watch in peace. Who's this? Oh no. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh shit, here we go. Where in tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop. Hey, mister, out of the way. I'm talking to you. I remember this woman from somewhere. Yet my instincts are directing me not to engage in conversation with her. This would be best if I left her alone. Oh God. That's all I got to say is I know who that is. Okay, that's good. That's all right. Now give him a dramatic slam right there. Stop. Do you mind? Get out of the way, buddy. Okay, one more in 3, 2, 1, action. That was my fault just now. Was it? Right? Well, he's obviously working. I guess we should leave him alone. Let me speak with you for a second. It's the Steel Samurai. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for? Please excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. It looks like he's written something down for you. To Edgeworth from the Steel Samurai. From Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. Oh wow, an autograph. Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Can I look at that a little bit closer? Can I look at that a smidge closer? All right. I was expecting there to be something else there, but there wasn't. Mr. Steel Samurai, the Ambassador Alba is waiting for you. And now the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the kingdom of Albas to shake out the hand of the ambassador. Oh, it's a female reporter. The Steel Samurai isn't the only one here but rather I can't be a thought of a goodwill ambassador as you could do. Well, I couldn't read that fast enough. There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera. In just a few seconds, the Jammin' Ninja stage show was set to begin. After the show, the Jammin' Ninja will enter the Republic of Babo. He's set to meet with the ambassador of Babo at that time. Ah! The Jammin' Ninja Show's about to start. We gotta go back for our seats. Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas. Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If you missed even a second of Jammin' Ninja's awesome plane, I'll never forgive you. I suppose you're not going to give me much a choice here, are you, Kay? That's the wrong one. Ah! I can listen to that a Ninja Mark for Death lullaby song all day. His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice, that's the Jammin' Ninja's greatest weapon. Ah! Those pieces of Jammin' Ninja merchandise over there. I've got to have them. Especially with the hair sticks they're selling exclusively at these shows. They're exactly like the heroine, Princess Misola, weaves in her hair. Oh, I do have that on. Is it not? Okay, hit the button that time. You gonna swap? Bruh? Boop. Okay, sure. It just decided it wasn't gonna fucking swap. Anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth. You're thinking of going home, aren't you? Well, it doesn't seem like the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank. No way! I just know the Yatagarasu will show. But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase. But that calling card she sent was a genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake? Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now?
We got a problem. The Yatagarasu's been spotted in Alabast.
What? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony! I'm about to get... Hey, what gives?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm gonna need to search you before you enter.
What the? Hey, the Steel Samurai just waltzed right through on his own without one. Now, if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony's going to escape.
Okay. The country's embassy is considered to be a part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country...
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm gonna enter through Bobble and climb over the wall to Alabast.
Hold it!
Can you tell the prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another... Okay, are you listening to me? Okay, Faraday,
and I'm coming through.
Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her. Anyone.
March 14th, 6:12 p.m. Open air stage.
Okay, where did you go?
Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence.
Fire! It's too big for us to handle. There's the other Garasu who came to Babel as well.
You cursed Yatagarasu, okay? You. We'd better be all right, wherever you are. I'm just gonna prep that in advance because I know what's coming. I told you it wasn't me!
Hold it!
God, I need to get more exercise. My God.
Okay. Are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Now, can you do something about this woman?
Mr. Edgeworth.
Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this?
Well, sir, it's,
Oh, fuck.
It's, this.
I'm not gonna lie. For a second there, I legit thought that was like fucking Will Powers or something like that. It looked like him. It wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran in here, so hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage. A suspicious person? A long black coat over and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me this is not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy and then into here. And then lost sight of them. But I just know the person who is the one who did it. What are you so worked up what are you so worked up over? There's no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Shinai, if I believe your name, I believe your name is correct. If you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed this crime. Is that also correct? You refuse to answer. No need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority.
Hey, pal. What the heck what the heck does what you said just mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we like.
Unfortunately, detectives, embassies are an entirely different matter.
Huh?
This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babel, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babelese government and Babelese law, giving them exclusive extraterrestrial rights.
Extraterrestrial rights? Sir, do you really believe the truth is out there?
I swear to God. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place. Which means we can do little here in this situation.
No way, sir.
Please leave this matter to Interpol's hands and go home.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? Allow me to join your investigation.
It's Von Karma. Yeah.
Who the fuck is she with? Ambassador Paleno, I am truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation.
Oh, it's
fuck, what am I gonna do for his voice? Fuck me. Really, it's nothing. Manny was my secretariat, so of course I can help you as much as I want. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francesca? Well, I never imagined I'd meet you here of all places, Miles Edgeworth. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct. Hold it! Already? What is it? Ambassador Paleno. Paleno. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, the public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant.
Assistant?
Miles, what the heck do you think you are doing? Please, I implore you, Ambassador Paleno. Very well. I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? Does that make me her assistant's assistant as well? Does that mean the whippings are coming back?
Don't exactly have a choice here, do I, detective? If I don't become Francesca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, in your mouth with that little expression in your face. Francesca, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but I at least know one thing, that you are my subordinate. A whack! Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake, should you have a brain lapse. Of course. I'll keep that in mind. You are done playing games. Right, let's begin the investigation. He absolutely just got demoted. Bobbly's Embassy, Secretariat's office. By the way, detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking this, but why are you here?
Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Bobbly's Embassy today.
Shit. My brain is hating me. It's trying to tell me, go to bed. Just do it. Just go to sleep. It's fine. If you just go to bed like right now, there's no problem. It's just bed. When I don't want to go to sleep right now. And why are our police guarding an embassy?
Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatagarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years, it was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me.
Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. Looks like you failed to completely perform your guard duties yet again.
Ugh!
Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands.
But sir, my salary gets cut anymore. I won't even be able to buy packet. I won't even be able to. I won't even be able to buy packed noodles anymore.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. I am gonna stand up. I'm gonna do some stretches. Get the body moving a little bit. See if I can't wake myself out of this. Because I see the writing on the walls here. I see what's going on. I know how my body's going. And I don't necessarily like it. But I do recognize that my body is telling me, hey, you're super fucking tired. You might want to stop. But we'll see. All right. So enjoy the music. And then after the break, we'll come back and see where we stand. All right? All right. Be right back. All right. So here's what's gonna happen. or here's what happened. I walked around my apartment a little bit. I did some push-ups, did some stretches. I thought I was fine until I sat my ass back down, and then tiredness kicked in instantly. So I see the writing on the wall. Also, that is a very good Agent Lang in Ghost Trick style. I see the writing on the wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the stream here. It sucks because I didn't get anywhere near as long of a stream as I would normally have liked. But what I will do tonight is make sure to get a shit ton of extra sleep. Like, normally I try to aim for around being in bed for about 7 hours. I'm going to probably try to aim for like 8-ish. So I'm probably going to go to bed in like an hour. And just try to get a bunch of extra sleep. So tomorrow I can start at the normal time and we can pick this back up and we're good to go. All right. All right. Sound good? Well, it doesn't sound good. It's what we're doing. I'm making the call. Thank you all for being here. You guys have all been awesome. If you're new here, hit that follow button by my name. Hit the bell. Come back. Hang out. We'll be picking up the investigation for Case 5 almost immediately. Since we're just right there. All right? All right. I'm going to head out. I'm going to go relax a little bit, and then I'm going to hop into bed early tonight and take care of it from there. Oh, God. Case 1 in a nutshell. What have we got? Yes. Yes, that is Case 1 in a nutshell. All right. I'm going to head out for the night. Before I do, I need one kindness to each and every one of you. Why don't you have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, whatever it happens to be, wherever you are at. And I will see y'all tomorrow for more Ace Attorney Investigations. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it tomorrow, but I do need to start making sure I have the next scene ready for Ace Attorney Investigations 2 when we get to it. All right? All right. Later.
But we just have